And there we go. What's up, my dudes, brothers, sisters, strangers, friends, acquaintances, and anybody else that may have found their way in? Welcome in. Kick off your shoes. Snap open a cold one. And get comfortable. It's great to see you all. Thank you very much for being here. So today we got one that you could say I'm emotionally invested in. So basically, we're going to be checking out the entire EP by brand new EP by a band called Throne of Exile. And the EP is called Dimensions Adrift. So plenty of backstory on this video. Also, strap yourselves in for a long one because, like I said, we're going to be listening to the whole EP. I actually made like a cup of tea. You know, going to be doing it properly. If the tea comes out, you know, we're going to be here for a long time. So, anyway, Throne of Exile. I heard these guys for the first time on it was Chug Collective 4 months ago. And it's almost called Precognition. The first track off this EP that we're going to be listening to imminently. I loved it. I've heard it an ungodly amount of times. I think I've listened to it 3 times this morning already. And I don't, as far as I'm aware, I didn't react to this video. I reacted to their second single, Extraction, which I also really, really liked as well. But I just shouted out their first song, Precognition, as far as I'm aware anyway, so I'll get to give you guys some thoughts on that. But yeah, it's got elements of aliencore, deathcore. It's got even some bits that sound possibly a little bit proggy. There's bits that sound absolutely, in my opinion, just beautiful. Really, really just very ambitious and very, very tight for a band literally releasing their first song. So I was blown away by that. And then I've been saying the names of songs wrong on these videos recently. This here, there, and everywhere, and it's really pissing me off. So I'm just going to keep going back and making sure I get it right. Extraction, I heard that. It was different, but it was also really, really good as well. Less kind of epic and beautiful, and more much faster. Very different, but I enjoyed the shit out of it. So let's go. So headphones are going on. We're listening to this on Spotify for various different reasons, so we're just going to go Throne of, we're just going to stick this here. I'll try and find some space. Okay. Let's put that there. That seems pretty cool to me. Excellent. Yeah, it gives me some room to move around. Okie dokie. Oh, definitely invested in this one. I love this. I love doing this shit. But like when it's a band that I've been following since their very first single, and this is their debut EP, I'm very, very invested. So, without further ado, Throne of Exile, Dimensions Adrift. First track, Precognition. Let's go. I've heard this song way too many times. Way too many. Or maybe not enough. It's just hook after techie part after techie part. Just keeps on going. Love it. Now it sounds kind of uplifting, and before it sounded brutal, and then it was techy. It's so impressive. So impressive for a band's first song. This whole section just hits totally different. Totally different. I'm just going to shut up and just enjoy it. I always shake my head like this listening to this song because it's just so epic and it sounds so tight. So many bits that I want to highlight as well. Like, they do not scrimp on the heaviness or the techiness or anything. They do it all equally as good. I love it. It just never stops. And then a techie bit at the end, why the fuck not, you know? New track coming up next, Retro Cognition. Let's go. That's cool. Oh, that guitar work is so fucking cool. That's so good, man. Ooh. I don't know if that's chord progression, but the way that just that whole section is very pleasing to my ear. That bass tone as well, so well produced. this has got a very different sound and a very different vibe to the last two songs. Oh, oh, oh. That is fucking gorgeous. That is good, just everything. Fucking hell. They lure you into a false sense of security, these guys. It's beautiful, and then it's like... There's just those little pinch harmonics and bends and little techie parts just thrown in, keeping it fresh and unpredictable the whole time. Next song, their last single, Extraction. I'm going to go into details about how fucking banging that last song was. I'm going to go into quite a few details in this. Anyway, I'll shut up. Here we go. Those guitars have all got a kind of almost metalcore vibe to them. Letting all the notes kind of ring, giving them space, and then little like finger tapping alien parts in it. Man, so fucking good, dude. Obviously I've heard this track about, 20 times, but this is more of an appreciation part of the reaction video. And I always mention bass on this channel, but you can hear the techie parts of the bass as well. It's not drowned out by the guitar. So good. Oh. that guitar work really goes really well with those blast beats. Then the double bass kicks in, just yeah. That kind of metalcore, the guitar coming through again, love it. Next up we have Dimensions, track number 4, new track. Let's go. Let's go. Oh yeah, oh yes. The guitar work on this album is so varied. Lots of different styles and timings and all that good shit. Oh, it's so good. Oh yes. Jesus. Fucking hell, dude. These songs feel so much longer. They're about 5 minutes long, but they feel a lot longer just because there's so many different parts. Like, it's kind of amazing what these guys do with such like little time. Just keeps adding layers and other sections of epicness the songs build. Just fucking so impressed, man. I just have to jump in here a second. I said to myself I wasn't going to pause this at any point, but I am going to pause it just once. Holy fucking shit. This is really, really good. So, okay, so last track coming up. Apparition. Let's see how these guys want to end this EP. I have no idea what this is going to sound like. This could... Yeah, let's go. Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. Oh, it's so heavy. That kind of fade away blur, that was good. That I see you. I see you. Oh, now it slows down a little bit. Ooh. That right there sounds like it could just be on a black and deathcore album. A kind of like sinister fast element to it. So good, man. And it's got that kind of black metal-y type vibe to it, with that crazy unpredictable sporadic drum pattern. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That was so deeply satisfying. Dimensions Adrift, the brand new EP by Throne of Exile. So, I always say on these videos, I'm going to try and not ramble on too long. That is not going to be the case here. I'm going to ramble on about this band because I've been listening to this band since they first released their debut single, which I think I may have mentioned about a million times here. So, I'm going to go into quite a bit of detail here. That was fucking brilliant. That was just... I could just leave it there by... I'm not gonna, but I could just leave it there by saying that was fucking impressive. Impressive, monstrous, varied, so on and so forth. I could just leave it there and get the point across, but I'm gonna go into a little bit more detail. So, Precognition. So happy that I got to kind of react. It wasn't really a reaction, it was more like, what did I say earlier on? More of an appreciation video. Part of the video for that song. I don't even know what I'm saying, but I love Precognition. Is just awesome. Don't need to go into any more details there. Retro Cognition was kind of similar to Precognition. It had that it had like the same kind of Throne of Exile vibe. These guys really just never settle on doing like, so if there's like a refrain that's gonna like follow like a groove section or something like that, and it's going to slow down a little bit, they'll where you would expect to just hear like, you know, some like, you know, creepy like kind of black metal stuff, or stuff that sounds a wee bit like Alpha Wolf, where like, you know, the digital glitchiness in the background, or it's finger tapping, or it's pinch harmonics. They always change it up, where some bands would kind of just go stick to like just dissonance, and maybe a little bit different dissonance and so on and so forth. These guys change it up all over the place, so it gives the music this really sporadic vibe to it, which would be completely lost if it would sound muddy and just kind of confused and messy if the production wasn't so good. But I'm happy to say the production is really good. The epic instrumental section, I was wondering how many of those we were going to have, and it turns out, if I remember correctly, we had like 3 of them. So yeah, loved Retro Cognition. Extraction, I got some serious metalcore vibes from Extraction. I almost started off like it could have like possibly went, like it sounded a little bit Slipknot with some of the drumming patterns. Maybe that's me just getting that entirely wrong. Dimensions was also really fucking good as well, just for all the same reasons. And then Apparition, and that's the one that I want to spend some time on. The thing that I most about that track is that so on some tracks it sounds metalcore with like, you know, like deathcore with like a much bigger influence on like the metalcore stuff. Then it sounds proggy. Then it sounds kind of like techie alien core type shit. Then it sounds kind of like it's like, you know, like it's like really chug heavy. And then there's just everything, every single part of the whole deathcore, whatever you want to call it, tech death, so on and so forth. Every single part of it was expressed really well on this album. There was so many different parts to it. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it another couple of times. Well, I'm going to, regardless. I'm going to be jamming this for a long time. It even sounded like just straight deathcore, and by that I mean like in some places it was just straight death metal type stuff, or specifically death metal that you would hear on a deathcore track. If you just plonked me in the middle of that, I'd be like, alright, okay, cool. You wouldn't know there was necessarily like these kind of like epic instrumental bits, and you know, so you know, kind of like, you know, yeah, kind of just epic kind of uplifting sections. You wouldn't know that from listening to some of these songs, like the end of Apparition. The thing I liked about that was that the track just built and it just kept adding so many epic layers on, and then at the very end it sounded like a blackened deathcore album. And if you song, so from Precognition, which sounded, you know, quite proggy in places, all the way down to Apparition, which sounded like, you know, a lot more like black and deathcore. The range on all of these songs, the variety, but the tightness of it, like the whole way through, is just really, really, really impressive. The vocals, there's a lot of people, a lot of really talented vocalists out there that are pushing that are really pushing the envelope, or however that saying goes. I'm a dumbass. That probably doesn't apply here, but work with me. There's lots of people pushing the absolute boundaries of what's possible, and like, you know, trying their best to be like different when it comes to extreme metal vocals, and that's all really, really good. But one feature that I liked about this album was that there was kind of, I would say, just like three main styles and three main tones or whatever that the lead singer used throughout the whole album. It didn't try and do like, you know, like 20 different styles on each different track. Again, there's nothing wrong with that, but it was just refreshing to hear a guy just have 3 or 4 different tones or ranges and just execute them really, really well. So it kind of gave the album a nice. It made each track kind of sound similar enough, but also different enough. Like, they kind of got that balance between the two of them. I think Throne of Exile have got a unique sound to them, but the vocals kind of kept everything like level, and like, it was the glue that held it together. Really, really good. The bass was just amazing. It cut through when it had to. The slides, the tone, the fact that the bass was techy sometimes, and then the guitar was techy, and the bass was kind of just doing rhythm, and so on and so forth. It changed around. It was just amazing. The drumming, I believe it was on the track Apparition, was just absolutely friggin' ridiculous. So techy, so kind of like proggy, almost like mathcore kind of. I think that's, you know, there was lots of like rim, like, you know, like hitting the rim, and you know, like, you know, not quite, kind of gravity blast type sound and stuff, and it was really intricate, and it was just everywhere, and it was just drumming throughout was absolutely fantastic. And then right at the very end, there was that kind of really, really cool kind of like, well, again, the lead singer was just talking, wasn't he? You know what I mean? There was kind of just like a spoken word bit that kind of reminded me of something you would hear on like a Black Tongue album, and he only did it once, right on the last track, just before, I think it was towards the end, and then the song, it was right towards the end. I think it was the last third, I think, of the song. Like I said, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to a lot of this to digest it all, but they threw that in as a curveball right at the very end, which is really, really goddamn impressive. And that was before the song sounded very different. Oh my god, different to all the other songs. The songs stood out. I don't know what else to say. I'm fucking blown away. I'm so impressed with Throne of Exile. I really am. They've just not been releasing stuff for that long, and they've got a distinct sound that is also really fun to listen to. And there's lots and lots of different parts that open-minded extreme metal fans are gonna be able to go, like, okay, that's awesome from this style, that's awesome from this style, like so on and so forth, just the whole way through. It never gets boring. And the songs never, like, some bands will do an instrumental section, but in my opinion it'll overstay its welcome way too much, and it's like just at risk of sounding just very pretentious. But the kind of more proggy experimental elements on this album, they never overstayed their welcome. They were just there, they made their impact, and then they got back to doing other stuff. They never really, you know, it never got pretentious, and it never got boring. I'm super impressed with Throne of Exile. I'm so happy for them. I hope this EP does very well, and I'm going to do every single thing in my power to make sure that it gets the recognition it deserves. Massively impressed by Throne of Exile. Really, really strong way to start off their career. I cannot wait to hear what these guys are going to do next. These guys are talented enough to just do an aliencore album, or do a kind of more metalcore sounding album, or deathcore, or black and deathcore. Like, these guys can basically just do whatever they want. Hopefully they continue to combine everything together, because it's thrilling. I enjoyed every single goddamn second of that. So to sum up, fucking loved it. Throne of Exile are just melting faces right out of the gate. Super impressive. Just super happy for them. All of the links to all their singles and all their albums, and well, all different links to, you know, their merch and merchandise and all that type of stuff is going to be down below. Please don't forget to click on those links. So just right down there under the description, they're going to be there. Just click on them all, and any place you can follow or leave a comment, like leave them a comment on YouTube, Instagram, whatever else they have. Just leave a comment. Share the shit out of their stuff, just support these guys in any way you possibly can. Please don't forget to do that. So thank you very much for chilling with me, listening to this EP. Amazingly satisfying. I hope you guys, I don't hope you guys did enjoy that as much as I enjoyed it, because I listened to a lot of this music without trying to sound too arrogant. That was pretty fucking special, in my opinion. So, absolute pleasure. Take care of yourselves out there. One more time, Throne of Exile, brand new EP, Dimensions Adrift. Go check that shit. It should be, it'll be on all streaming platforms, I imagine. Like, follow, sub. Maybe consider ordering some merch if you really liked it and you got some disposable income. And yeah, I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.